what is up? My name is Catherine and welcome to my channel. If you watched yesterday's videos, I did a try on video of the worst makeup that I got in 2018. They were all just like products that I did not love, that like especially disappointed me. And today I'm going to be doing a full face of makeup using my favorite or the best products that I got in 2018. I just like to do these types of videos try on style because I feel like it's so much more fun than me just like sitting here talking about it. Like I get to actually show you what I love and what I don't love about the products. So that's what we're doing today. I do have like multiples in each category for my favorite makeup. It's like very hard for me to pick favorites of things. So I'm using just like a mixture of things today, but you'll see, it should be fun. Not everything that I'm using in this video came out in 2018. I just bought it in 2018, so keep that in mind. If you are new here, make sure you're subscribed to my channel. I post new videos every Wednesday and Sunday, and I'm doing some like fun New Year's tag videos, so stay tuned for that. And I feel like that's everything. I always feel like I'm forgetting something in my intro, but let's just go ahead and get started. If you hear a bell or weird noises, my cat is here. She's hyper. Just gotta embrace it. Alright, so I'm starting out with brows, and this is a little hard for me to choose because I kind of switched from being a pomade girl to a pencil girl in 2018, and I'm still like sort of on the hunt for my perfect brow pencil. I feel like you go through brow pencils so quickly that like none of them are quite worth the money. But I settled on the e.l.f. Instant Brow Lift Brow Pencil because this is only $2. It's very creamy. I like the color, and I've had this for like 3 weeks now, using it almost every day, and I still have plenty of product left in here, so it does seem worth it to me for $2. Like, I don't think I'm gonna find a pencil that has more product for less money than this, and it does the job. So I know I'm not starting out like very enthusiastic with this, but I just hate with brow pencils how you like go through them every month. I wish they would put more product in there because it just feels very wasteful to me. And my favorite brow mascara is from Shop Miss A's own brand, AOA Studio. So it was $1. I think this is like their Go Brow Mascara or something. It's their only brow gel, and I have the shade Dark Brown, and I'm obsessed. It has such a good amount of grip, like it really separates out each hair. It holds so well. It's a nice cool toned brown. Warm toned brown shades are like my pet peeve because I have more cool toned brown hair. I have some like reddish bits in here from when I dyed my hair, but like my natural shade is a more cool toned brunette. And like it's like for $1, and it's not like $1 and it like dries up in a month. Like I've been using this for like quite a bit. I was checking out Shop Miss A's website the other day, and AOA Studio has launched so much new stuff lately. Like the last time I purchased from them, I got like this brow mascara and their BB cream, but I don't think I got anything else. So let me know if you guys would be interested in another like full face testing $1 makeup video. I did one of those back when I like first started my channel, but they have a lot of interesting stuff on there, and I'm kind of like, So I'm going to prime my eyelids. Priming your eyelids has become such a controversial thing because like half of YouTube is like set your eyelids, half of YouTube is like don't set your eyelids. I honestly don't really have like an intense preference. I kind of like it both ways, and I more choose depending on what shadow I'm doing or how lazy I'm feeling. I do find that everything looks more natural when I don't like conceal and set my eye primer. But my favorite eye primer is the Milani eyeshadow primer. This is like $6 or $7 depending on where you get it. You can get it at like any drugstore pretty much. I just think it's so good. It's like very similar to the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Like it has that same like texture to it. So if you don't like that, you probably won't like this. I almost feel like my makeup or eyeshadow lasts a little bit longer with this, and it's much cheaper. So I love it. All right, so for eyeshadow, this is where I like struggled to pick out just one because eyeshadow is like one of the main things I'm into with makeup. Like I think it's like eyeshadow and highlighter for me are the things I'm like I need all of it. So I definitely couldn't pick out just one eyeshadow palette. I really tried to like break it down by like what eyeshadow palettes really blew me away with their quality, like what eyeshadow palettes I reach for on days where I'm not filming, like that sort of thing. I will say my sister got me the Lawless The One eyeshadow palette for Christmas, and I'm blown away by the quality of it. It's absolutely amazing, and I'm like sad that I can't be using it today. I just can't consider that a favorite when like I've had it for like not even a couple of days. Like these are all like tried and tested products that I'm showing you guys today. So the first eyeshadow palette I want to talk about is the Milani Soft and Sultry palette, and I'm like blinding you guys with this reflection from my window. So this is one of Milani's 12 pan eyeshadow palettes, and I got this at Walmart. So it's $20 on Milani's website and $15 if you get it at Walmart, and I was blown away by the quality of this. So first of all, like there's not a lot of cool toned palettes like in general or especially at the drugstore. So to have like an all cool toned palette at the drugstore is super, super awesome. That's why I picked this up, because it is like a unique neutral color scheme for my collection, and I just think like the shadows are so easy to work with. There's very minimal fallout. The only shade that's really a dud for me in here is this shade Diamonds and Pearls. It just kind of has like a weird texture to it, almost like it's meant to be more of an eyeshadow topper. So this is the first one that is definitely like a favorite of mine, because I'm just like mind blown by the quality of this. I think it's so incredible. The next one is the Tarteist Pro eyeshadow palette. So my mom got me this for my birthday. This came out in like 2016 and I'm just now trying it, but these are the best mattes, like just period. Like they are so soft when you touch them. They're so blendable. Like the one downside of this palette is that they are almost too blendable, that it's so easy to like end up with a bit of a muddy look. If you put down like a dark color, it's pretty easy to like blend it too much. But these shades in here are like that perfect, like where they're not so pigmented that you're ending up with too much product to work with, but they're not under pigmented, like they're not patchy or unbuildable. So they're very, very workable shades, and these shimmers in here are gorgeous as well. This is the one that like I reach for the most on days where I'm not filming a video, if I don't want a colorful makeup look and I just want something that like I know I'm gonna like how my eyeshadow turns out. This is what I reach for. Like I love that it's like these purples and these berries. You have like true neutrals and you have your warm toned. Like it's so, they don't make eyeshadow palettes like this anymore. Like there aren't eyeshadow palettes with like this level of intention behind it anymore. Just like, it's so good. It's so good. And then the last palette that I want to mention is the BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, and this is like very new to my collection compared to the other two I was talking about. I only got this like back in November, but BH Cosmetics just kills it with the colorful formula. What I love about this palette is that it's colorful, but it's not like bright, bold, in your face colorful. I feel like a lot of companies have been hearing people say they want more colorful palettes lately, and then they're like, oh, okay, here, have like this bright neon rainbow palette. I love these are like muted, like berry tones. You have your greens and your like more like reds and oranges in here, as well as a few neutrals. And then I was really impressed by the baked shadow formula in here. If you watch my channel, you know I've been getting like really picky about my shimmer formulas, and these are gorgeous. So I really love this. This also did not come out in 2018. I just ended up getting it for the first time in 2018. So I'm gonna use the Tarteist Pro, and then I think pull a lid shade or two from the Zodiac palette, as well as have an eyeshadow topper, liquid eyeshadow topper, of course. I just feel like the Tarteist Pro palette is one that I get requested to use a lot on my channel, and then I just feel like I've been using the Milani one a lot lately on here. I don't know if you guys feel the same way. I feel like that. So that's why I'm using the Tarteist Pro. To start out with this shade Indie and Bold. These are these two like more cool toned neutral shades that I think make great transition shades. Oh, and this palette smells good. I've talked about this in other videos. Tarte's like Amazonian clay products all have this like, it's either cocoa or cocoa nut smell to them that I just like I could sit here and smell this all day. If Tarte made a perfume based off of their like Amazonian clay palettes, I would buy that immediately, and I'm not really one to wear perfumes a whole lot. I'm just gonna go into this shade Edgy right here. This Alamar Cosmetics brush is also a favorite. I saw that they're releasing new brushes, but then I looked on their website and it looks like you can only get them with the new palette or something. I don't really know, but that new palette doesn't appeal to me, but these brushes are so good. And I would definitely buy more of them even if they are a little bit more on the pricey side. My left eye is always so much more blended than my right because I'm left-handed. So annoying. For my lid, I'm gonna use this like gorgeous olive metallic in the Zodiac palette. It's called Capricorn. So I'm taking this Alamar Cosmetics like little flat brush. That's something I don't like about these, is they don't have like names on them. Look how pretty that is. And this is like not wet, like not using my finger, which are all things that I don't mind doing with a shimmer shadow because it takes like 2 extra seconds to do. But to have this intensity like without doing anything to like enhance the shadow quality is wild. And then I am going to put just a little bit of my Stila Glitter and Glow in Gold Goddess over top of this. These absolutely blew me away in 2018. I first picked up like their little like mini pack in spring break this year. Absolutely fell in love. I don't think any other liquid shadow has the same quality as these. A lot of people say that there's like a lot of dupes. There are some that I think are like okay, but just nothing quite compares to this. I'm gonna do like, I'm placing this like only along the edge, then I'm gonna blend it downwards so it's sort of like defining the crease but not overpowering that olive shade. I love how that just like blends down into the lid. It like adds just such a nice intensity without being like too much glitter. It almost makes it into like a fool's gold shade, which I love. I am gonna do some liner and lashes off camera just for the sake of time because I feel like the things are going to watch, but my favorite liner is the Tarteist Double Take eyeliner. This is a dual-ended pencil and liquid felt tip liner. Before I got this, I was using the Tarte Sex Kitten liner, which I love just as much. Tarte's liners are my favorite. I don't know what it is. They just tend to have like the best staying power and they're the most opaque on my lid. So I love them. So I'm gonna go do those. Don't really have favorite lashes. I have these ones that I get off Amazon that I really like, and I really like e.l.f.'s Luxe lashes, but those kind of fall apart easily. I'm sort of like stuck in between like lashes that fall apart easily and lashes that like go on comfortably. So I don't really have favorite lashes, but yeah, I'll be right back. I just remembered that I didn't talk about my favorite mascara, so that's the Kokie Volume and Length, like hands down. I think this is such a beautiful mascara. I think if you're doing like a more neutral or minimal makeup, like this is like all I need. I definitely don't need lashes. I think for like this look, especially because I'm like on camera right now, I am still gonna do lashes. But this just gives your lashes the most feathery, defined lashes. If anyone's tried the Glossier Lash Slick mascara, it's very similar to that, but here's an up close of just that mascara. I do have like pretty long lashes naturally, just like keep that in mind. But like, all right, I'm ready to get some face makeup done up here. So my favorite primer, also probably no surprise, is the e.l.f. Beautifully Bare Luminous Matte Makeup Primer. I actually picked this up by accident because a lot of YouTubers were raving about the e.l.f. Glow Lotion, and I saw this in the containers like the same, and I ended up loving this. What I love about this is it doesn't really alter anything about your makeup. Like, it's not gonna make your makeup any more dewy or matte. At least I find that it doesn't. It just smooths out your skin and I find helps your makeup last longer without doing anything else, which I love because sometimes primers can be too matte or too dewy, and like you just want something to help your makeup go on really nicely, but you want to keep that finish of your favorite foundation. I do also want to give a shout out to the e.l.f. Glow Lotion. I think glow lotions have been one of my favorite things of 2018. I love these not just under makeup as sort of a makeup primer, but also on days where I don't wear makeup or don't wear face makeup. They're such a nice addition to the skin. The pearlized finish of them sort of helps to diffuse light in a way that can make your skin look better without having really any like product on your face. It's more of like a skincare than like a makeup. So both of these retail for $8. You should be able to find them at most drugstores and they're so worth it. I love them. Favorite foundation was a little bit tricky to pick out because foundation was something that I really pushed myself to try a lot of in 2018. I really tried out a lot of foundations. And I finally decided that the Revolution Fast Base Stick Foundation is my favorite foundation of 2018. So this came out early 2018, I think in like March, and it retails for $9 US or £7. So this is my favorite because I found that this is the one that I reach for the most when I'm not filming or when I am filming, but foundation is an essential part of my video because it's so easy to put on. You just swipe and then go with your brush. It blends out so easily and it has such an incredible finish to it. I don't think this would work for oily skin folk. I think you would need to find a different stick foundation. But this is so dewy and beautiful. It's a very, very perfect skin finish. I think Revolution's complexion products in general are incredible. The drops are incredible. The Conceal and Define foundation is also incredible, but this one is just my favorite because of the ease of use. The color match is pretty darn perfect for me. The shade F4 and F5 both work really well for me. And I've pretty much used up my current one, so I ended up repurchasing. This is the only foundation that I repurchased in 2018. I would also like to give an honorable sort of mention to the BH Cosmetics liquid foundation and to the ColourPop stick foundation. Both of those are also beautiful foundations, as well as CYO Life Proof. The BH Liquid and the ColourPop stick foundation I find are more like natural finishes. They're more of like a light medium coverage, have more of like a satin to a dewy satin matte finish, if that doesn't make any sense. It's like, it's not dewy, but it's not like matte either. It's very, very middle of the line. And it has very skin-like finishes to them. CYO is a little more matte, but still has like a beautiful, perfect skin finish. Those are all also incredible foundations. One of my goals for 2018 or 2019 is to be a little more difficult on foundations that I review because I find it's very easy for me to like try a foundation and be like, ah, it's amazing, like, because it like looks good and holds up for whatever, and then like I get a new foundation and I'm like, actually like this other one's not so great in comparison. So I'm working on hopefully being tougher on my foundation reviews because I want them to be helpful. Favorite concealer, also from Revolution, is the Conceal and Define Full Coverage Concealer. I don't think this is full coverage. I think this is like a high medium coverage, but I love it. I tend to like more matte finish concealers, which this is, and I find this always looks amazing on the under eye. This is like what I reach for. Like if I'm like having like a shitty makeup day and I'm like worried that my concealer is not going to turn out well, this is what I reach for, even over my ColourPop concealer, over literally any other concealer. And I just like, I know I can count on it. And I do feel that this is also an appropriate time to give a shout out to the Juno & Co. Microfiber Velvet Sponge. I find that this just gives a little extra something to my concealer whenever I use it. I do also really love this AOA Studio Wonder Teardrop Sponge. I haven't purchased any sponges since the two of these, so I do not quite have a favorite under eye setting powder. Every powder has like something that's just a little bit wrong for me. I'm gonna be using the Joah Selfie Ready powder. I do really like the Milk Makeup Blur and Set powder. I think that one's a little bit drying, so not always the best. This Joah one is like maybe a touch dark for what I'd want in a powder. Still think that the Maybelline Fit Me Loose powder is like my favorite under eye powder I've ever tried, and unfortunately Maybelline's not cruelty free, so my favorite contour powder is actually, it's time for it to retire. This is the NYX HD Blush and Taupe, and this did not survive the plane ride to Ohio. So a lot of people like to repress their powders to like get the most out of them when panning them. This was already so thin and like so close to being panned. I'm not sure that that's worth it because it's not going to survive the plane ride back to New York if it didn't survive the plane ride here. But this is like such a great contour powder. I'm definitely repurchasing this. If you have like medium light, fair, light skin, I think this would be a great contour shade on you. It's like a perfect like cool, neutral leaning brown shade. I love it. Since I do not have that to contour with, I'm going to be bronzing with my Pixi Glow Cake in, I always forget the shade, Gilded Bear Glow. So they did send this to me just as a disclosure. I didn't pay for this. These retail for $28. They're like little dupes of the Kevyn Aucoin, like I don't even know what they're called because I just can't pay attention to makeup that expensive. Like it's just not relevant to my lifestyle. But this bronze shade in here is like, it's really hard to find a warm toned bronzer that is flattering on lighter skin tone, and this is that. I think it's absolutely stunning. So I love it. I have two blushes that I really love, or like technically five. So I have the e.l.f. blush palette, which I've been talking about all year long. It's like $4 and you get these 4 blushes. And I also have the Wet n Wild Color Icon blush in Rosé Champagne. I love this because you have so many options. It's so cheap. I got this when I like wasn't super into blush and I didn't know what I liked in a blush, and it really like, it's just great. I still like this berry toned blush in here is my favorite. It looks like I hit pan in these, but it's really just like the light reflecting off of this weird. I haven't panned these yet, sadly. This is also a very great neutral glowy blush. I haven't used this one on my channel quite as much because it is a little bit newer to me, so that's what I'm going to be using today. My favorite brush for blush is the BH Cosmetics V2. I have 3 highlighters that I love. The first one is this Milani Strobe Light Instant Glow Powder, Afterglow Instant Glow Powder. I can't tell which of these is the shade name and which of them is the product name. But it's like the mini version of the Milani highlight, and it's so beautiful. It's like the most flattering color on my skin tone. Really love it. It's like a peachy gold champagne, but like very light. The one con is this like just fell out of the pan when I opened it one day. So I did have to repress that, but it repressed totally fine. This Pixi Glowy Gossamer Duo. So stunning. These are like a little bit drier than the ColourPop Super Shock formula, but a little bit like wetter and creamier than just a true pressed powder. It's a very unique formula. I have the one in Delicate Dew. I'm not sure if this is the lighter one or not, but they both work on me. The gold one's a lot more subtle, so I reach for the pink one more. The finish of this is just like unique and beautiful. And then the Wet n Wild Loose Highlighter. So this is from the Gothographic collection. It's the shade Moon Tears, but they do just sell these as their like regular collection now. They have 4 different shades, and I think one of them like is the same shade as this basically. So you can still get something similar to this, which is awesome. Just love loose highlighters. I love how you can like build them up to be super intense, or like really just like swirl them all over, like diffuse everything super nicely. They're just so versatile and lovely, and like they're one of the most like unique highlighter things that came out in 2018. Like they tried it with like the jelly highlighter. Like everyone was like releasing these like jelly highlighters, and like I'm not sure I love that, but like the loose highlighter trend I love. I think what I'm gonna do is Start out with the Pixie highlighter and layer the Wet n Wild one over it. I don't know if that's the right choice. I want to use more than one though. See, like, that's just pretty subtle, natural, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. With the loose highlighter, it kind of tends to like stick to the lid a little bit, so I just like very lightly dip into the lid and tap my brush off. For loose highlighters, I like a tapered highlighting brush the best. This is the Wet n Wild tapered highlighting brush. BH Cosmetics also has one, and I'm sure other brands do as well. I just like to use the tapered brush to just very gently swirl the same way you would blend your eyeshadow, like your transition shade, like big swirling motions, very, very lightly. I take it all the way from here all the way up to above my brow bone, because by the time you get up to the brow bone, there's like not a lot of product left. It gives you this like gorgeous, gorgeous look. And with that, it's time to finish the under eye. I've started to accept that I need to stop like trying to do this like smoked out, like interesting under eye, because it just isn't quite so flattering on me. And just putting the darkest shade that I used on my lid, on my lower lash line with a liner brush, is so much more flattering than me trying to deal with smoking out my lash line. And it just I don't like the look on me. And sometimes you just have to accept that like what you see everyone doing makeup wise on Instagram is not always gonna work for you. My favorite makeup fixing spray I did actually run out of. It's the Heritage Store Rose Water and Glycerin. You can get it on Amazon or at Whole Foods, and it's literally rose water and glycerin, which like the main ingredient in MAC Fix Plus is vegetable glycerin. I just love it. It smells good. It's like this like perfect hybrid of the Mario Badescu rose water and the MAC Fix Plus, and I just love it. But I am out at the moment. Lips are another thing where I've sort of just accepted that like what's trending isn't always the best for me. I do have a liquid lipstick shout out. It's the Ofra liquid lipstick in Miami Fever. I think this color is incredible. I also think the Pixie liquid lipstick formula is great, and the Physicians Formula Healthy Lip formula. Those are all great liquid lipstick formulas. But I've sort of just accepted that gloss is better for me. I do like rock a berry toned or a red lip from time to time, but I frequently just reach for glosses, and that's just how it is for me. I really love the Revolution lip topper glosses. I have Fortune and this shade Exquisite. Fortune is like an icy white. It's the dupe for that like new Fenty gloss balm. It's incredible. And then this one is like a peachy pink with silver glitter. Love these. I also really love the new ColourPop Ultra Glossy Lip Formula. I was so hesitant to try this because their old formula had so much glitter in it that it was painful. Like you could just feel it grinding against your lips. But this is the shade Here's to You, and I think it's great. I also have the shade Flying Horses back in New York, and I think it's great. I'm gonna just line my lips with this Wet n Wild gel liner and bear to comment. And I am gonna use the ColourPop gloss today. Find that the Makeup Revolution one doesn't work quite so well over lip liner. Alright, so this is my final makeup look using the best makeup that I bought in 2018. If you are interested in any of these products, they will all be linked down below. I'm very curious as to what your guys' favorite makeup that you bought in 2018 was. It is kind of hard for makeup to stand out in this market because it's quite oversaturated at the moment. If you do like this look, make sure you give it a thumbs up and make sure you are subscribed and have my notifications turned on. Thank you so much for watching. If you are celebrating, happy holidays, happy new year, and hopefully I will see you in my next video. Bye!